Hey guys, this is North back again with another video. Today's video I'm coming to you with another weekly fragrance rotation. I know it's been a while. I haven't been able to keep up with it. If I don't register it like every day of the week, then I forget, and I don't just want to make up fragrances that I wore throughout the week. So let's go ahead and get it going. My work week is from Sunday to Thursday, so I'll give you Sunday to Friday. And the fragrance I wore on Sunday was from the house of Perfumery, and this one is called Flora and Fauna. Now, this is a fruity Chypre fragrance. It was released in 2020. Some of the notes on this one are apricot, oak, moss, leather, civet, amber, labdanum, patchouli, and bergamot. Those are all the notes on Flora and Fauna. When I originally bought this fragrance, I had the Discovery set from Perfumery, and I went through all of them. The most popular one was called Chypre Siam. I really wasn't feeling that one, but I did come across this, and I don't know if it's discontinued. It's not on its site anymore, but Flora and Fauna is supposed to be a all-natural fragrance, so it's the only all-natural fragrance in my collection. I do enjoy wearing it. It has a beautiful opening, especially with the apricot in it. It has that similar to like Mitsuko and Diaghilev type of feel, but on the dry down, I think because it's 100% natural, it falls off a cliff, is what I said before, and just becomes sort of like an ambery type of Chypre scent. It does smell similar to one other one that I will look to see. Shangri-La is what it reminds me of, from Haram Green, I believe. So this one, it only comes in 30 ml bottles. I believe they're eau de parfum concentration. And so that's what I wore on Sunday. On Monday, I went with the House of Chanel, and this day I got to wear my Parfum concentration of Bois de. So I have most of this missing from putting it in a decant so I could spray it. So I did enjoy wearing it. This one is a woody scent. It is considered a sandalwood fragrance. I'm not a big fan of sandalwood dominant fragrances, but this one is a really nice one. Some of the notes on this one are ylang ylang, sandalwood, and tonka bean. Now, I read this straight off of the Chanel website. The one on Fragrantica had like gingerbread, and that's not mentioned here. So Bois de, I really wanted to get the Parfum of this one. I finally was able to get it in from buying it out of the store. And I'm looking forward to wearing more of it, just to getting to know how much I like it in reference to the other Chanels in my collection. Moving on. On Tuesday, I went with the house of MDCI, and this is one of, if not my favorite fragrance in my collection. And this one is Chypre Palatin. This is the 75 ml without the bust. Chypre Palatin was released in 2012. I still really love this scent. It's a fruity Chypre fragrance. They pretty much threw everything, including the kitchen sink, in this one. So it has galbanum, aldehydes, labdanum, clementine, plum, tolu balsam, castoreum, benzoin. It doesn't have anything animalic to me. It is in a Chypre style. People call this like an ambery Chypre. It does have a little bit of amber to it, but it's not a straight amber scent. It is more in the Chypre style, which is weird to me because in my experience, mostly when the companies lead with a style or a note in the name of the fragrance, it usually doesn't smell like that thing, and this one surprisingly does. It's my favorite Chypre in my collection, along with being like one of my top 2 or 3 fragrances in my collection. Moving on. On Wednesday, I stuck with the Chypre fruity theme, and I wore Rochas Femme, or Femme Rochas. This particular fragrance is one that I just put in my video of some of my most important fragrances. This is a vintage 1980 eau de parfum concentration. I believe the eau de parfum is discontinued, but Rochas Femme was released in 1944. Some of the notes on this one are the plum, peach, apricot, cloves, benzoin, and oak moss. So this one is an awesome scent as well. It is different from Mitsuko and Diaghilev and so on. They all have their own different characteristics. They have some similarities. They're like in the same wheelhouse. That's what I wore on Wednesday. On Thursday, I went with the House of Dior, and this one is a discontinued 2012 Eau Sauvage Parfum. I hadn't worn this one in at least a year. It's surprising that I have so much missing from it because I haven't worn it a lot of times. Again, this one was released in 2012. The new one has a silver placket in the middle, which says Eau Sauvage Parfum. Some of the notes on this one are bergamot, vetiver, lavender, and myrrh, which is what's missing from the newer formulation. And this is a like quintessential barbershoppy masculine type of scent. It does smell really nice. I forget how much it smells like the newer formulation of this particular one, but again, that myrrh note is missing. I think it's a little bit brighter with the citruses and the vetiver, but it's a great scent. I'm not sure what the prices are going on it now, but I'm happy to have gotten it in my collection. So let's move on. And on Friday, I went with the House of Stéphane Humbert Lucas, and I wore Oud 77 on Friday. I don't work on Fridays, but on Fridays I go to prayer, so I generally have a theme of wearing like Middle Eastern style or oud type scents on Friday. So that's usually the theme that I try to go with, either Middle Eastern, so it might smell like incense or something like that, or an oud. And I went with this. This is a discontinued Stéphane Humbert Lucas creation. I did finally get to hunt it down. I got it over the summer. I did a video about the trilogy. So this is part of the 3 most expensive fragrances that were in the collection, but I got a pretty good deal on this. It was about retail, I assume, but it wasn't more than that. And it was released in 2014. Some of the notes on it are obviously oud, but then it has leather and tonka bean in it. And to me, without doing like a full-fledged review on this, because I talked about it in my other video, this one is sort of like a oud gourmand kind of. And I think I talked about that with a this brand out of the UK. I can't remember, but to me, I mean, it's more serious. It does have darker heaviness to it. It is a beastly fragrance. You shouldn't go too much on the sprays with this one, but it has a lot of sweetness in it, which I was not expecting when I got this in. I thought it was going to be more animalic. This one isn't animalic to me as far as the oud is concerned. If anybody would say it's animalic, I guess it would maybe be like more of a sensual type of animalic, but to me it's almost like a gourmand type of oud. And again, if I was like the creative director, I maybe would have named it something else, something a little bit more creative like the other 2 in the same price range. So that's it, guys. That's what I wore on this past week. Tell me some of the fragrance you wore this week. Have you tried any of the fragrances that I mentioned today? Have you had a chance to check out oud? Please let me know in the comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace.